Welcome to DSS Stories Podcast. My name is Ivana, and I'm happy to be here with our wonderful storytellers, Mariam and Obi.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Today, we are going to talk about your life in the Netherlands. It's a topic that I think is very relevant to everyone who comes to DSS since we have such an international and multicultural community. So I think your experiences are going to be also relevant to our wider community to see how they can relate or maybe not relate to them at all. We do not know yet. But before we start, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself. So please tell me your name, your country of origin, and also your background.
Right. So my name is Gabriel Prince Ni Obodai Togbashon. It's rather a lengthy name.
It's
So
a beautiful one, though.
indeed, it is. Thank you. But I keep it short as Obi, which is an abridged version of my middle name, Obodai. I come from Ghana in West Africa. So we are known for producing, cocoa, yeah, and gold and related others. And I hold masters from the University of Sussex in the United Kingdom. And professionally, I've been a journalist back home in Ghana. So this is something brief about me.
Thank you. Thank you for such a nice introduction.
My name is Maria. I'm from Iran. I was a data analyst for about 8, 9 years. And now I'm here with you.
So it's a little bit of a change of a path for you from data analyst to maybe something else, or do you want to continue with data analytics?
When you are a data analyst, your ability is to think good. For thinking good, you should gather information and you should be able to view everything with different aspects of view. So I wanted to gain another aspects. So I love my job, but it helps me to have another points.
Hmm. And is this your first time living abroad for both? For well, you studied at the University of Sussex, so you've already lived abroad in the UK. How about you, Mariam?
No, it was my first time, and I wanted to gain an international experience.
So tell me, what was your first impression landing on this very flat and gray land?
Okay. For me, the way that people react to you is really interesting. Everybody looks at you, smile, and say hello. I
Oh.
really like it. And also, because physical exercises is really important for me, I see everybody running around is impressive too.
Or biking.
Yeah,
Somewhat exercising.
yeah, running, biking, and I think because we have a lot of air pollution in our own country, the way that people use bikes here help them to have a better no pollution you can see around. So I love the culture. I really like to learn about it more, and a really interesting experience for me.
Okay, okay, interesting. So your couple of months have already showed you certain aspects of how the Dutch love to spend their time as well with the biking and sporting and stuff like that. Wonderful. How about you, Obi? How do different countries influence your experience of living abroad?
Well, it makes me not to, when interacting with people, have certain, let's say, misconceptions, like to be very open to ideas and to also feel more confident than the initial times when you are meeting people that or in a new environment where you had not been exposed to already. So coming here, getting to meet new people hasn't really, left me shaken up because I feel I am now stabilized. And the Netherlands is a great country to be. Fortunately, I have a very strong Ghanaian community here that has made it easy for me. So I've left Ghana, but not like really left Ghana. But there is this other side too where you meet people who are Dutch or people from other parts of the world that you are getting to meet to network professionally and socially, which is widening the scope of network that I have. Yes, one thing that I have also observed here is the number of opportunities available, which really isn't what I found in other places that I have been. So I feel being in the Netherlands is more promising. And then again, in UK, because I have come from an English speaking country, it was easy for me to, move around and do things in the UK. It isn't same here, but one thing I like about the Netherlands is the fact that even though it's a Dutch country, English is also widely used. So I'm able to move without feeling restricted, which is really positive. Yeah.
Mariam, were you able to? How was the integration process for you so far? Because Obi mentioned a very strong community that he kind of landed into in this country. Was it similar experience for you, or could you share maybe a little bit more about that?
Um, for me, I'm working on a project named Diversity and Inclusion, but I thought by the smiles and all the behaviors, I felt more inclusive sometimes. But I heard about Dutch people are so straight, but and I really wanted to learn about communicating with stakeholders because it's a very important part of my own job. But the straightness that I thought about is not the thing that I'm seeing.
Mm. Could you elaborate a little bit?
Mhm.
Now I'm curious.
Mm, I thought that when they are straight, they say whatever they have in their mind, but it's not true. And I was really attracted to that straightness because for me, I'm that kind of straight person. When I have something in my mind, if it's good or bad, I try to tell it in a good way. But I don't think it's the same as I thought. But still, I could make experience with stakeholders how to make impacts, how to um, drive something important from their minds. Yeah.
So straightforwardness was a little bit of a challenging aspect when navigating in through the relationships in the Netherlands for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it takes a little bit of time to also understand how to also perceive the feedback that you receive, etc. And I think through different experiences and time, exposure to different people, you will get there for sure. And maybe, I mean, I speak from my own experience since I've been here for 9 years now. Uh, you will hopefully also um, get to understand why this straightforwardness is there from the cultural context, etc. And it will become easier. Yeah. Was the straightforwardness also something that you had challenges with, Obi?
Somewhat. So, for instance, when it comes to communication, emailing, for us as Ghanaians, you would go winding, like even with salutation, you'll be lengthy about it. But I've come to see that here it's straightforward, straight to the subject or straight to the issue, and I find it quite surprising. I thought by being very expressive, you are being polite, but the flip side, then you go like, did I do something wrong? So initially it was quite turbulent, but now I have come to understand that this is how it is, and I think it's good to run with it.
Honestly, for me, I think I became too Dutch in that regard. I have to admit,
Mm,
because efficiency is the word that I love these days. And indeed, when it comes to especially written communication,
yes,
straight to the
straight to the
point,
point.
addressing all the things, even with bullet points,
Mhm.
etc. It's a dream. when I receive such emails, I'm like, oh yes, I don't need to read through the lines and in between the lines. So yeah,
If I wouldn't take anything away from the Netherlands, this is something I would carry along with to then share with others. But there is a lot to take away from the Netherlands, which my colleague mentioned earlier. And I'm happy to be here. I thought I was running away from my job somewhat, having practiced for years, but coming back to DSS and with our project related to being able to design a platform for authentic news creation and sharing, I have realized that I haven't entirely left my communication journalism role. And guess what? I'm thinking of doing PhD also within the field of communication. So it's been like a bridge for me here.
wow,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, hopefully, we will see both of you developing your career path here
Hmm.
further in the
Hmm.
Netherlands. So, for you, Mariam, in data analysis and seeing how this straightforwardness kind of is present in that area, in that sector. And looking forward to seeing also how your PhD path and the journalism background played out.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much. It was a good conversation.
Yeah,
Indeed.
hopefully the next one is going to be even better.
We look forward to.